like you're doing the old school one, so I can have a big, huge poster where I want my kids to add what they want. I want my husband to add what he wants. So we have a family one together.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know, and I'm sure all newer coaches can relate, that when you start this business and you're so excited because you see these people and you know their success. This isn't just, I mean, I've done other MLMs. It's just, selling candles only gets you so much.
Yeah, what I'd recommend that you do with your vision board too is just make sure that you have 3 different aspects represented.
Yeah.
Personal, family, and business.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Put all those up there. So those are great. Like I said, PicMonkey, another one called Canva. Those are really great tools on your computer.
Awesome.
So today what we're going to talk about is going to be the Elite Goal Guide. And I really like this one, and we're going to couple it together with the 3 disciplines of self-leadership, which I think really help. So let's go ahead and dive into it. I'm going to screen share with you guys really quick, and I'm going to pull up the Elite Goal Guide. Have you guys seen the Elite Goal Guide before? Is it something you guys have utilized?
No.
I don't know. I was, right before our call started, I was diving more into the email I got about my elite rank standing. So I kind of, because I didn't know how to do both. So I was making my own silly little chart from what the email said. So if you were asking questions, I was prepared.
So can you guys see this okay?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, good deal. Let's do this. All right, so I'm going to share it this way. And is this readable? Can you guys actually?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very clear.
Good. All right, so let me talk a little bit about the Elite program just so you guys can understand a little bit where we're coming from and why we push this so much. So as a Beachbody coach, we always talk about duplication and how important that is. And really, from what I understand, the Elite program came about because we had a lot of coaches who were doing fantastic. But we really wanted to figure out, how we can help other coaches do the same thing they were doing. So we kind of went into it and kind of reverse engineered it and was like, okay, coaches who are really killing it are doing X, Y, Z. They're doing these things. And we're able to identify what those things were, and now we can put goals for other coaches to reach those benchmarks so they can also really kill it with their Beachbody business. So let's see here. 1 second. Sorry, this is better. All right. Okay, can I get a volunteer to read this first top paragraph here that's outlined in the dotted line?
I can read it.
Thanks.
Become a 2015 Elite coach by achieving the following. Be a 5-star diamond coach or higher on December 31st, 2015. In other words, bonus week ending December 30th. Advance a minimum of 2 personally sponsored coaches to a lifetime rank of diamond or higher during 2015, and each must hold the paid rank of diamond or higher on December 30th, 2015. In other words, bonus week ending December 30th. Also earn a total of 135 Elite points. Points are earned when your personally sponsored coaches from 2014 and 15 qualify for Success Club 5 or 10 from the personal volume.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That's great. So let's go ahead and dive into the points here. And as far as I'm concerned, we've got the rank requirements for hitting Elite, right? But what I really want to have you guys focus on is how to accumulate the points. Okay. If your points and your business is structured in a way where you're going to be generating a lot of points, the actual rank advancement, as long as you're, halfway savvy with what you're doing, should follow, more organically. So let's jump into how you get points on each of the categories. Oops. Let me get back to where we need to be. Okay. All right. So I'll read the first one. Category 1, Success Club. Maximum 61 points, minimum 34 points. Earn 1 Elite point each time your 2014 or 2015 personally sponsored coaches qualify for Success Club 5 or 10. If you qualify for Success Club 5 or 10 in the same month, your elite points in this category are doubled for that month. So that's super awesome. As far as I'm concerned, this whole category, category 1, is definitely the most important category, because if you're switched on in this category and you got everything running the way it should be going, then you're going to accumulate points in category 2 and in category 3. But let's dive into it a little bit more and take a look at this example. So in this example here, this coach sponsored 4 coaches in January that they sponsored in 2014 or 2015 that hit Success Club 5 or higher. They also, personally hit Success Club 5 or higher in the same month. So since they had 4 coaches that hit Success Club 5 and they hit it themselves, then the points doubled. So they got 8 points for that month. You can see here, if they did, four coaches hit Success Club 5 or higher every single month in this, for this category, and they also hit Success Club themselves every single month, giving them a total of 96 points. Like we reviewed earlier, you do max out at 61 points in this category. But I would say to you, even though you're going to max out at 61 points in this category, you definitely do not want to stop at just 61 points. And we'll go into the reason behind that here in category 2. Can I get somebody to read category 2 for us, please?
Yeah, I can do that. Sorry, I was like, get off mute. So category 2, personally sponsored, if I can read, personally sponsored coaches, personal volume, PV max, 61 points, minimum 34 points. Earn 1 elite point each time your combined 2015 new personally sponsored coaches produce 500 PV. Tip: the earlier in the year that you enroll new coaches, the sooner they will start to produce PSPV, increasing your opportunity to earn elite points.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So the minimum and maximum for this category are just the same as category 1, 61 and 34. Now, I would always recommend you guys shoot for the maximum for sure, because if you shoot for the minimum on each of them, you won't have a combined total of 135 points like you're going to need. But let's break down this example a little bit here. So each month, this coach sponsors 3 new coaches, and each month they add an additional 500 in volume to their PSPV. So the first month of the year in January, they sponsored 3 coaches. They had that accumulated amount of PSPV of 500. So let's talk about that a little bit. For example, if you want to get 1 point, you need to have an accumulated volume of 500, which means really, these 3 coaches, it would be less than 200 points each that they would have had to have contributed each to get the 500. If you sponsored 5 coaches, then they'd only have to produce 100 points each, and they'd give you that 500 so you could get a point. The big deal, like it says here, is you want to recruit as many coaches as you can early on in the game, so they're adding to that volume all year long. So ideally, at the very end of the year, you're obviously going to be accumulating a lot more points towards the end of the year than you would be at the very beginning. But going back to how Category 1 relates to Category 2, if you're signing up new coaches and you're recruiting new coaches and you're helping those new coaches hit Success Club 5 every single month, they're going to be generating a decent amount of volume by themselves. So if they get 2 people to sign up on Challenge Backs and they sign up for sign up another person on Shakeology Home Direct, then they're contributing quite a bit towards getting that volume to 500. And if they hit Success Club 10, more than likely they're going to pass the 500 mark and almost be on the way to earning 2 points for you just for that one coach alone. So getting people to Success Club 5 or 10 is just phenomenal. So that really needs to be a major focus for you guys in your crews. And the cool part is about that, and this will lead us into category number 3, if you teach your coaches to sign people up and then help them hit Success Club, then when they sign up new coaches, that's what they'll know. So that's what they'll do.
Yeah.
So it has that trickle down effect, right? And you want to set the example, set the tone for how things need to be. And once you've done that, they'll know the steps, because those will be the steps you will have helped them follow. So let's read category 3 here. Category 3, advanced team volume, ATV, max 40 points, minimum 13 points. Earn 1 elite point for every 10,000 incremental ATV points earned in 2015 compared to the total ATV you earned in 2014. Note, your ATV must increase a minimum of 130,000 in 2015 over your 2014 total in order to earn the minimum 13 points for this category to qualify as elite. So it's pretty self-explanatory as to why, hitting that Success Club 5 base is going to be important. And as your team, learns that from you, they'll perpetuate that, because basically your ATV is like your volume from your kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, as far as coaches are concerned. It goes down that way from all of their volume. And, as they are all helping each other hit Success Club 5, and that perpetuates, you're going to really max out on these points, or you're going to max your potential out for these points. For all of you that went to Summit, you might have seen DeWitt Jones talk about putting yourself in the place of highest potential. And I feel like, focusing on elite is really putting yourself in the place of highest potential as a Beachbody coach, because it's going to help your team grow. It's going to help you grow. Even if you don't hit, the elite categories, let's say, you're 1 point short, you got 134 points, right? Even though you may not get the recognition, your business is going to be in a fantastic spot. You're going to really be doing amazing things. Your team's going to be flourishing, and you're going to be progressing a lot as well as a leader. So we definitely push the elite program a lot. Doug Moss, the senior director of the West region, my boss, he definitely focuses a lot on the elite program. If you walk into his office, you'll see all of our elite people up on his whiteboard, and we sit down and have meetings about this all the time, how we can help people to achieve this. So going back to maybe the recognition piece a little bit, you might have noticed if you did go to Summit, or even some of the posts that we put up through our Facebook groups and recognition and things like that, the elite coaches do get a lot of recognition. You get to go up on stage, you get prizes, you get training that you never would get. It's like definitely a higher level of training that you get as an elite coach. And you also receive an elite bonus as well. And not to mention, if you do reach that level with your business, you're going to be in an amazing place. Things are really going to be going well for you. But let's look at this example here for category 3. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself a little bit. So if you look at this coach's volume from 2014, they had 40,000 in volume. At the end of 2015, in this example, they have 200,000 in volume. So as you can tell, for every 10,000 points you increase your ATV over last year, you get 1 point. So they had 160,000 more points in 2015 than they did in 2014. So that gives them 16 total points. Again, the minimum in this category is 13 points. So this one's kind of a little bit trickier, because sometimes you don't see any of these points accruing. Let's say you had 40,000 last year. You're going to have to wait until your account gets 40,000 or more this year, or actually 50,000, before you start seeing any points on the board in this category. Some of the big things you can do to really push this, obviously, is get that Success Club base going with your team and have that perpetuate, and also really, be pushing your challenge groups, things like that, in order to get your ATV up. Down here, and this is the first page where you'll see examples of how this all goes. If you go to the second page, it's open. So every month, on the second Friday of the month, we will send you a report, the elite report, and it'll say how many points you have in each category. So what you can do is, fill in where you're at every single month on how things are going. And you can forecast through the rest of the year where you should be, how those things should be set up. So that's my challenge for you guys today, is to go through, fill this out. If you have questions, what I'd do so far, since our last elite report that came out last Friday is actually going to be for through July, then what you can do is you divide those totals, the amount of points you have in each category, by 7, because that's how many months in the year those are accounting for. And that'll give you the average on how many you have gotten on average in each month. And then what you can do is multiply that by 12, that average number by 12, and it'll forecast, if you were to keep going at that same rate, where you should be with your SC or whatever it is by the end of the year. Now, if you're not trending to be hitting your minimum, at least, or, I would, like I said, shoot for your maximum, then what you can do is make goals for how many points you need each month in order to get the max amount of points there. And if you have questions about that, feel free at any time to, message me on Facebook. My username is Joe R. Carden. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. I just do the same for the other categories. Forecast where you should be at, put some goals on where you'd like to be, and that's really going to help your business. Even like I said, even if it feels like a stretch for you, don't worry about it. Just make some goals with the Elite Goal Guide and make it happen. That way, when next year comes around, even if you're not in a place right now where you feel like you're at a point where you can achieve it, you're going to be in the starting blocks, ready to go, ready to sprint when 2016 happens. Okay. Any questions so far about that?
I have 2 questions real quick. Where do we find that spreadsheet? Is it
because I on the July New Diamond training page, but also it's in the coach back office as well.
Awesome.
So if you look up Elite 2015, just search it. When it comes up, you'll see an FAQ on it. And then you'll just scroll through it and you'll see Elite Goal Guide. You can pull it up from there as well. Cool.
Because I'm still learning. I've been a coach for like 2.5 months. So I'm like, a lot of this, I'm like, well, a lot of mine is just going to be a lot of forecasting because I only really I became a coach at the end of May. And so I'm like, well, I have my June and July. So
what you'll see also is, for example, in category 3, when it talks about increasing your volume over last year, your volume effectively last year is 0. So,
exactly.
So you have to hit it like your baseline if you ever wanted to achieve it, or like moving into next year if you're helping some new coaches who are interested in hitting elite. You have to hit 130,000 volume this year because your volume last year was 0. So that'd be for category 3, but that's a little bit interesting since you weren't around last year. I mean, that might kind of go through your head. But like I said, this is just informational, so you guys really know what this is. You'll hear a lot of talk about it, a lot of buzz about Elite and how that all works. So what I really want to focus on right now is having you guys help your team hit Success Club 5. As you noticed in the category 1, if you hit Success Club 10, you don't get any points in the elite, in the elite program. But if 5 of the people on your team do, and you hit elite, then those points double. Instead of getting 5 points, you get 10. So if you do get your Success Club 5 or Success Club 10, it will help you, but only if you're helping other people do it as well. So let's talk a little bit about that. And today I'd like to put this in the perspective of helping people hit Success Club 5 or 10 through using the 3 disciplines of self-leadership. Now, the 3 disciplines of self-leadership I think are so amazing because when you first start out as a Beachbody coach, there's so much stuff you have to learn, right? There's so many different things you have to focus on, and you're like, what the heck? I don't know even where to focus. And I think the 3 disciplines of self-leadership kind of removes all these extra layers of everything and helps simplify things for coaches that are beginning. Now, the first discipline of self-leadership is being completely committed to a desired outcome. Now, that sounds very intuitive and like, well, of course I want to hit Success Club 5. You know what I mean? That's, of course, right? But so often people say they want to do something, and then when there's a bump in the road, they get bumped right off of the wagon and they stop working. and they have to know that, in hitting, striving for Success Club 5 or Success Club 10, there's going to be some bumps in the road sometimes, and you need to hang on tight or you will get bumped off the wagon. And that's just what we don't want to have happen. So it's not like the classic New Year's resolution, like committed. This is like, you're in it for the long haul. So being completely committed to the desired outcome is the first discipline of self-leadership. The second one is where you guys come in. So you guys have been around the block and you've seen, the way things go, and you've figured out some things that work well in getting your Success Club points, and you might have found some things that don't work so good. So this is where you're going to be able to help your coaches put themselves in the place of highest potential by picking the right behaviors that they can focus on. So the second discipline of self-leadership is picking 3 to 5 activities they could do on a daily basis that are in alignment with their desired outcome. Now the trick is with this one, those 3 to 5 activities need to be something that's completely within control, that coach's control. So many times we try and control things that we have no control over, right? I don't know if you guys do that, but I'm a major culprit of that. I try and control things that I can't control. I can stand outside and try and keep the coast from coming in. I mean, the tide from coming in, but it's still going to come in, right? So it can be frustrating sometimes when we try and control things that are outside of our control because we don't get the results we want. So second thing, just to reiterate, 3 to 5 activities on a daily basis that are in alignment with their desired outcome. In this case, that would be Success Club 5 or Success Club 10. And you guys will be able to really help them figure out what those activities should be. So the third thing is becoming completely accountable to yourself with, your activities. So at the end of the day, you need to set aside maybe 5 to 10 minutes to just sit and reflect and hold yourself accountable to your daily activities you're supposed to be doing. So it's pretty easy. Just take a look and say, okay, did I control the controllable for me? And if you did, you won the day, and you need to be happy about it, because it's just like working out. If you're working out, when you go into the gym, you bust your butt. Let's say Shaun T totally puts you through the ringer, you know what I mean? And you feel exhausted. When you leave the gym, are you 10 pounds lighter? No, you're not, right? You're not 10 pounds lighter when you leave the gym after one time. But when you leave the gym after 30 times, you start seeing some results. And it's the same way with these daily activities. You have to just be jacked that you did what you could to control the controllable, because if you do that on a daily basis, those are the activities that's really going to get you going and really get you in a wonderful place. It's kind of like that compound effect. Mm-hmm. So it really kind of helps simplify things for coaches. So I would recommend, implementing the 3 disciplines of self-leadership for new coaches to help them hit Success Club 5 and Success Club 10. As you do that, you're going to be raking in the elite points. The elite points are going to be coming. Your business is going to be in a really awesome spot. And as you reach that point, like I said, this will perpetuate with your teams as well. So it's super fun and exciting when that fire catches, and everything's rolling in the direction you want to go. You guys have any questions in regards to the 3 disciplines of self-leadership, the elite goal guide, anything like that?
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, I am reeling in this. It's so awesome to, just keep getting more information. But my thing is I'm still trying to kind of figure out, building your team. You're going to have some discount coaches. You're going to have the builders. Yep. And I know, they're saying you got to pick your top people, those ones that want to build the business.
Yeah.
And for me, it's been hard because I sign up discount coaches and then they want to fall off. So I'm trying to hurry and find my building coaches. So it's like when I'm looking at, picking and talking to these people, it's like I'm picking obviously my ones who are doing that. They want to do the business,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
but then again, I don't want to take a discount coach and not give them this opportunity as well, because someone, I signed up as a discount coach, pretty much was like, whatever, I want my Shakeology. And then it just blew up for me and I fell in love with it. So I guess, I have a call with my coach today, so I can go over some of my,
this is, I think that's a very valid concern. And what you just said is perfect, because there's so many coaches that come in as challengers, initially, and they're just like, oh, this is awesome. This worked out great. This is cool. Maybe I'll decide to be a coach so I can get the product for cheaper.
Yeah.
And then you do it for a while and the results are so astounding and people are like, what are you doing? You look great. Da, 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 da. And then like, I should be a coach because I'm missing out on this opportunity. Mm-hmm. So the thing is I always look at things as seeds, right? As our activities as seeds, and we're planting all of these seeds out there. And some seeds you'll plant and they immediately start to grow. It's like Jack and the Beanstalk. Overnight, there's this huge beanstalk up here, right? And those are our like business builders that are, want it big time. So that's great. And we can totally help those guys. But, in all honesty, those guys are going to flourish no matter what. Because
exactly.
That's just their personality. But it's still important to, help them and facilitate that growth. Then there's a second group of people who I feel like totally want to grow and they're totally excited about it, but they just need maybe a little bit of help. They need a roadmap to get where they need to go. And then there's the third category that are people who they're just not runners right now. You know what I mean? And oftentimes what I relate this to is I say, I like to look at it as a surfing. So when you're a surfer and you're paddling out to go catch a wave, you're going to get hit with a lot of waves going out there that you're not going to take, right? You're going to break through a lot of these waves until you've positioned yourself in an area where you feel comfortable and you're ready. And you never know when some of those discount coaches will have that light bulb come off or go off, and then they'll say, I'm going to freaking do this, and then they get up on their board and they're ready to go. Yeah. So just, don't completely discount them. Just, you got to find a way where you can help keep them engaged and help them know that you're there if they need you. But you also don't want to spend all of your time and effort on that, because they've got to want it and they've got to decide to make that, to be engaged and ready to run. So, but definitely talk to your coach about it for sure.
Yeah, it's just learning all of this and trying to figure out how to get it down to everybody, and and
you're a Jack and the Beanstalk coach, because you signed up in May and you're already a diamond, so that's awesome.
Well, I was like, I wanted that trip, so I wanted my retreat so bad that it was like, what do I have to do? Tell me exactly what I need to do and let me get there. And then I kind of forgot because I got so caught up in learning and like, I've always been a super, like, when I was working before, I was always like, I had to be top in sales. I had to push. I had to be, I had to always be at the top. And so it just drives me, and that's really awesome. But it was like, I got so caught up in what I was doing and trying to get these coaches that I kind of forgot about it when my coach called me and she's like, you are seriously like 2 coaches away from getting, you're almost there where this is going to happen. And I'm like, what, really? Because it was such a stretch goal to have pretty much 2 months to go diamond. And I'm like, it's probably not going to happen, but let's do it.
Diamond in 60 days.
But and I have one coach that she signed up and it was like, she was so hesitant. She had a stroke last year and she's like, I just want the product. I just want the Shakeology. I can't exercise. And then she was so scared about being a coach, and she's just all of a sudden out of nowhere, she is almost a diamond. And same thing, she's been a coach for 2 months. And I'm like, can I find like 5 more people like you? And
it's totally a numbers game, go out there. There's specific ways that you can recruit business building coaches. You know what I mean? Some people just attract almost exclusively business building coaches, and other people almost attract exclusively discount coaches. So it's just a matter of where you position yourself and how you market yourself and your team.
Yeah.
But, anyway.
I would love to learn about that, about how to do that. And that's a lot of the focus we're going to talk about on our call today is how do I get to that progression of attracting the builders.
Yeah. Well, that's great. And I totally wanted to bring this up before I forget. So sorry.
No, it's okay.
On the West Region Red Zone Facebook group, if you guys aren't there yet, go and request to join the page or send me an email a Facebook message, and I'll add you to the West Region Red Zone. But Bonnie Engel is going to be sharing today some really cool concepts. She's going to be doing a Zoom call at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which would be 3 p.m. Pacific. So she's going to be on there. If you guys can make it, go to the West Region Red Zone. You'll see the invite. Every week we're going to have, we call this the best of the West call. So you can get on there. It's first come, first serve. We only have 100 spots, so it does fill up. But go on there and you'll be able to learn a lot of really cool things from some amazing Beachbody coaches that are really doing phenomenal.
Do they record it at all?
It's recorded, and we will post it there on the page later. But
awesome.
The cool thing is if you do have a call, the way that we handle these is we have a moderator, and the moderator you'll send, do a chat message, and then the moderator will look at it, and some questions are going to be pertinent to a large group, and some are just direct for that person's business specifically. So the moderator will pull the questions that feel like would be beneficial for everyone, and then that top coach will address their thoughts and feelings on that.
Gotcha.
So by participating and actually being there, you can interact, but potentially if you have a real question, you can post that and the moderator can bring it up, and then that coach may answer it for you.
Well, then I might because my conference call with my coach today is at 3, so I might see if I can push her to 4, and then we have our big coach call at 5:30. So I'm like, how can
lined out? You got a full dance card, huh?
Oh yeah, and I have I have to get our cup team call. I'm a captain for that, so I got to get that figured out for tomorrow, so I can get all my ladies on board.
This leads us very well into next week's topic. Next week's topic is going to be on time management.
Awesome.
Going to affect you guys, because time management really will start to become crucial after this point. As your businesses grow, you're going to have way more people to deal with, and it starts to get very important on making sure that your time management is dialed in order for you to continue growing at that exponential rate like everybody would like to happen. So we'll be talking about that next week. If you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to send me a Facebook message, okay?
Great. Thank you.
All right. Hey, Ashley, I'm so glad to see you and you not be in a hospital bed.
Right. I know it's going to be a long recovery. I can't even start physical therapy yet. So I'm in the healing phase. So once I can get cleared, I can start doing rehab. So then I will be back to working out, and it's killing me, but it is what it is. So
unfortunately, sometimes that injuries, throw a monkey wrench in your fitness plans, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to be doing upper body and the crutches. I'm going to have one crazy strong leg and some crazy strong arms. So I'm going to get it. But
So Shakeology, what else is good for that? Spinach.
Oh yeah.
You could be
right?
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I've been doing I've spinach salads, Shakeology, of course, and I hope everything yesterday for you went okay with your things you had to do. And
it was one of those deals where it was he was suffering, you know what I mean? So it was one of those things where it's sad to see him go, but it was also, one of those deals where it was difficult. So for him, so it was good to see family. It was one of those, bittersweet type occasions, but anyway, well, thanks for remembering. That was nice.
Yeah, of course.
Well, okay, guys. So time management next week. Today, 4 p.m., West Region Red Zone. Check that out. Get the link so you can hop on the Zoom. And hopefully we'll see you guys there, okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joe.
No problem. Remember the assignment today, fill out the Elite Goal Guide, okay?
Yes, I'm gonna find it. I will get it done.
Posted on the Facebook group for July New Diamond trainings.
All right, I'm headed there next.
All right, sounds good. We'll talk
Bye,
to you.
guys.
Bye.